Hey guys, welcome back to the Interceptor, and today we are here with another Alliance War video. I know I'm very far behind, but I'm trying to keep up. At this point, I am 4 wars behind. War 10 ended yesterday, well, technically earlier today. But we have War number 7 with D69 matching up against CADBL. And I am going to have one of the unluckiest fights you've ever seen. Also, I'm going to have one of the worst non-death fights you've ever seen. And they're back-to-back. So I come close to dying in the second one, and I just have the worst fight ever in the first one. I make every mistake in the book, and you'll see what happens. So we have the team of Doom, Magik, and White Magneto this war. I was back up in Section 1, and then I have 2 fights in Section 2, and then I have 4 fights on the mini-boss island, including some boss action that you'll get to see, which is fun. So yeah, I'm just going to go right through the middle here. No one needed me in Section 1. It's the first time I've been back up in like 2.5 seasons, or maybe even just 2 full seasons. But yeah, I don't really mind. I still got 6 fights this war. So we are on path 8, section 1. We have this Nimrod and Magik to fight. I believe that all 3 White Magneto fights are for pre-fights or for my own fights. Now, unfortunately, this clip right here, it refused to edit. I don't know why, because I got the other 2 to work, but this one is like 11 minutes long because it has 5 of my 6 fights on it. But yeah, we have a rank 3 6-star Nimrod on this node. And this is the one that will occasionally have the Nullify immunity. There was no... I didn't exactly have a plan going into this fight. It was kind of just wing it with Doom. Because he's shock immune, so it doesn't matter how many L2s I take. I'm going to eat 2 L2s to the face in this fight, which is very fun. I'm going to be using Mystic Boost here because I'm using Magik. Now, in hindsight, going into this fight, what I should have done, because I did have MD5 on, what I should have done is I should have only thrown L2s. Now, if I'd done this, this fight would have taken half the time and would have been way better. So I got pretty lucky at the start there. He didn't start with an Unstoppable. And we're just doing parry heavies to keep up the stagger, but unfortunately the Nullify immunity removed it. And then there on his first chance to go Unstoppable after that, he does. We're going to throw the L1. That was mostly to control his power. I knew I wouldn't be getting a nullification on that. Here he's going to get another Unstoppable, and I'm going to not see it and hit into him. Now, unfortunately, because I got hit, he's going to drain my power below 3 bars. So I'm going to have to bait this out. Now I'm at my L3, so I'm going to hit him with a heavy and throw my L3. And he is unstoppable right now, which means he's stun immune. I don't know what I was thinking. I just kind of threw it. And right here, I'm not going to notice. Or sorry, no, wait, I did notice. Wow. I thought I would hit into him and not notice and take a bunch of hits to the face, but no. I do take a bunch of hits to the face, including a full L2 to the face right here. Now, if I was using someone that wasn't shock immune, I would be instantly dead from that. But luckily for me, I was. So I'm still at 79% health. But I'm not done losing health. This is only the beginning of that, I promise you. So there we staggered the Unstoppable, which was really nice. Here he's going to get his Nullify immunity back. Throw the L1 just to keep up my aura. Then there, unfortunately, he does go Unstoppable again. And then again, 2 in a row. Basically chained. And then there I got to my L2. We're going to throw it. But because I'm dumb, he was unstoppable. Now, luckily, because it was unblockable, it still landed. And then right here, I'm about to do it again. I'm about to push him to an L2 and eat the entire L2 to the face. Now, this one is because I dex too early. The first one was because I dex too late. But at this point, it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to get to my L2, and then I'm just going to throw it off, and he's going to die. But if that was not the ugliest fight with Doom you've ever seen, I don't know what is. I was just not playing well. And that's not really going to become a theme in this video. I'm going to play pretty well. Now, to be honest, I don't play this next fight great. I'm going to skip through this because I had to reset my masteries. Next up on the second fight, this is a Venom. I'm with Magik, and the node on this is whoever has excuse me, rich get richer. Whoever has more buffs gains power, hence Magik. Now, in this fight, I am going to get insanely bad luck. Like, ungodly amounts of bad luck with the unstoppable, and I'm pretty sure he goes unstoppable on every single armor up except for 2 in the entire fight. So what I'm gonna do, I didn't do the numbers yet, but in my editing, so post recording, I'm gonna show you how often the unstoppable procs, and in addition to that, I'm going to show you the odds of that many activations. So now the fight's not going that bad to start out. I'm at 79%. He's at 40%. But I believe it's right here. I'm going to eat a full combo to the face from missing a parry. Yep, right there. No, he actually did medium, medium. And then right there, he's unstoppable because I forgot which timer was the unstoppable because he had 2 timers going on, one for the nullify immunity. So I'm at 10%, and I'm going to throw this L3. Now, normally this would definitely kill with Magik, but I actually have 4 of the weaknesses on myself from him gaining buffs. So we remove those. The MD gave us a bar power back. Sorry, not the MD. That was actually the power back boost. And then I got really lucky. I threw my L1, and then I did a stand-up intercept to kill him. Now, if I'd not done that intercept, I would have been dead. I just got really clutch and ended it right there. But now we have 4 fights on the mini boss island. So first off, I have all 3 of the left side mini bosses. First up is this Annihilus, and this is one of the new nodes that he is unstoppable armor defender as well. And I'm going to be using Dr. Doom. I believe I'm going to heal him up, but I have not healed him up yet. There we go. We're just going to throw in 2 of those potions. Those ones are always in the overflow anyways, though. And then we are going to use an invulnerability boost for our next 2 fights, and then a special 1 boost for our last fight. But it's not going to end up being the last fight. So this is pretty straightforward. I've got white mags on this fight, so I'm always going to get my parries. The strategy was just to do a lot of combos and to not nullify. So I'm not going to throw any L1s. I am going to throw L3s, but I'm mostly just going to stick to basic hits. So there, he doesn't get as unstoppable when he has a chance to. And his buffs expire, so I got my MD power. He has his falter, but I'm going to prevent the falter by hitting him. And then right there, I am going to just throw my L3 because I saw he had a bunch of buffs. My MD is going to get me some power back. Now, what I really want to do here is not end with the L1 if he still has buffs, because of course the node will give him power back. As you're going to see in this fight, he's going to go over and over to an L3, but the MD is actually enough to get us back to our L3, so we're just going to throw back-to-back L3s with Dr. Doom, and this fight is pretty much over. I believe he dies like immediately after this L3, or like really soon after. Yeah, there, we get back to another L3, but we don't even need it. He dies. So, very nice fight. Now, this was actually before they changed Alliance War timers to be 5.5 minutes. They changed it like 3 days ago as of the time I'm recording this. Who knows why. So, all of the fights are 5-minute fights. They're not 5.5 minutes. But this is the next one. This is going to be Super Skrull on the Conflictor Puncture Prowess node. Now this is a very easy fight for Doom. The strategy was just going to be parry heavy. Now right there, I actually had the armor up trigger because I let there not be enough time in the fight for the blocked hit against me to trigger a Fury. Now if you just do parry heavy, he will get a Fury from hitting your block, and your heavy attack will not trigger an armor up. because it has not been enough time elapsed. So that was the strategy going into the fight, was to not really trigger many armor ups against him, but that's not really going to work out. Right here, I'm going to falter, so I'm going to intentionally falter. So if you saw right there, I saw I was getting to an L3, so I did one last hit into him to falter. Now that is going to actually affect my hits after the L3, but I'm just going to do my hits as if there was no falter so that I keep my cycle up. Unfortunately, he gets to an L2, but I evade the first bit of it, and then I block the rest of it. I would not recommend doing that in Alliance War, but in this case, even if I ate that L2, I had aura up and an L2. I would have just thrown my L2, which would have killed, so while I would have lost a lot of health, I wouldn't have died, and it was pretty much my last Doom fight. So, last mini-boss here, we have Sorcerer Supreme. This is a pretty straightforward fight with Magik. Now, I'm just going to skip through this. I'm turning on half suicides. And we're going to use the special 1 boost. Pretty straightforward fight. Sorcerer's not that bulky of a defender, although if there wasn't a node to put her on, this would be that node. And at this point, mastery changes were still free. I believe this is the war right before I started my Abyss run with the Karina's Challengers Champions. This was like a day or two before that. Maybe it was during War 8 or after War 8. I don't actually remember. No, it was War 8. It was War 8. Yeah. Okay, 100% it was War 8. And yeah, I got this was just a really simple fight. There's not really any danger using Magik against almost anyone on this node. It's just the world's easiest fight as long as you have half suicides. If you don't have suicides, to be honest, her damage can be a little bit sad, but it's never that bad. And Magik takes this fight pretty easily. I think I actually had one time in this fight where both my power locks failed, which was pretty unlucky, but we still managed to do it. And then there she drops in just barely over a minute. Now, that was supposed to be my last fight, but the guy that was taking the thing boss actually died, and he just said, "Someone take it." Turns out he actually sent a message after that instructing a certain person to take it, but at that point I was already into the fight, so I saw that message. I'm like, hell yeah, I'll go in. He said there was only 5% left. I think there's actually 10% left. Yeah, there's 10% left on this boss, and we're going to be using R4 Doctor Doom with suicides against a thing boss. So this is going to go, this was really fun. So we're going to hit into block there, so that way this combo can push him to 15 and he can throw the L1 right away. And he's going to take a little bit of baiting to throw it out, but he is going to throw the L1. We're going to do one combo here, and then I believe he's going to throw another L1, yes, and then he's dead from this combo. So there we go. That is a thing boss with Doom, cleanup at least. But the way that our system works is you get points for finishing a fight. Whether that is a solo, whether that is you dying, reviving, and then finishing it, or whether it's someone else dying and you finishing it, that counts. However, if you were to die and someone else finishes it, that would therefore not count. Although it would count as a death and it would lower your PSR, it would not count as a like a successful fight, if you know what I mean. So that is the end of the war. We did win this war. I don't remember exactly how many it was by. I think it was like 6 to 7 that we won by. But we are now 6-1 on the season as of this war. Our death total is still at 1, and my PSR is at 40 out of 41, which is 97.56%. So that's going to round up to 98%. And our deathless streak is up to 26. So that is the end of this war. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next video. Like I said, oh yeah, there's going to be timestamps in this video, of course, for all the fights, and I'm going to edit in the chances and the numbers on that Venom fight, because that was just absolutely insane, the number of unstoppables I got. So yeah, I will see you guys later. Bye.